let you know that I appreciate you being here and for always tuning in. This is something that's been going on for almost a year now, and so I'm really glad that people have been tuning in and that I've been able to do this for so long. Doing something live every single week is a challenge, and so I missed last week. Sorry about that. It's been a very hectic month, and I'm learning more and more every single day the importance of content. And I did this challenge of a live stream every single week because of the One Funnel Away challenge by Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels, saying to really challenge yourself and really be out there and build your audience by imparting my wisdom and my experience and my knowledge. And as I grow and you grow, hopefully we can create a community that helps each other grow our businesses and our careers in video making. So today's topic is script writing for branded content. And why I wanted to talk about this is that I actually am in the middle of writing a script for a brand right now. And I think it's really important because writing a script for branded content is very different from just writing a short film script. Branded content or video marketing or content that is sponsored by a brand is basically trying to market and sell their products or services. So let's be real here. And so when you're creating videos for brands, they're going to want you to have some sort of element that's selling their product, their services, or their brand, their mission, their vision, something that's going to get people to align with their products, align with their services, align with their values, and at the end of the day, make them look cool, right? So it's not just creating a cool story or an amazing looking music video. You need to have some sort of mission or purpose behind the video, and whether that is more sales, like a flash sale on a new product, a new sneaker just came out, there's an event coming out, or it's just something where you are doing a founders video and you're just trying to get people to know more about your brand. So the goal is awareness. Or maybe it's something where you want to target a new audience, right? The brand wants to target a new audience and you're creating content for them. So at the end of the day, a script for branded content and marketing has to have some sort of purpose behind it. For filmmaking, the purpose is, what's the theme? What's the lesson you're trying to learn? And you can actually fuse that together with the theme of your video, and it can align with your brand's vision and their mission and also their overall strategy for growing their company. And so the first thing that you really have to notice when you are creating these videos and writing these scripts is how you're going to weave in the product or the service that you're trying to sell into the script, so it doesn't sound like you're trying to sell something to the audience, because nowadays everyone is very privy to influencer marketing, and they know when they're getting sold to, and they know when an influencer is being fake about a product, or people who are just doing product reviews on Amazon on videos because they'll get a free product in return. So a lot of people these days, they're wary and they know when people are trying to sell to them. So it's creating a really cool story that's going to sell a product in a way that doesn't look like, hey, just buy this. And this also depends on your brand, right? Because the person you're talking to or the brand you're talking to, maybe they just want a blatant, here's our value propositions, and I need you to just sell the value propositions. So when you are promoting a product, you have to come up with what are the unique aspects of that product and the company and the overall, experience when you're using the product or dealing with this company. And that's something that you want to infuse into the video, because you want to be able to separate this company from its competitors. So when you're writing a script, you have to ask yourself, okay, so what do they eventually want out of this video? They want more views, they want more sales, great. What is their unique selling proposition? What makes them unique? What makes them different from everyone? What's their mission? What's their vibe? What's their overall vision for the future? Okay, how can I insert that into a story and at the same time make sure that it's not off brand, right? So if you're dealing with a Christian, church, you're not going to be creating a ratchet strip club video, right? So what you want to do is make sure that everything is on brand as well. And this comes back to the creative brief, which I've talked to you about before, or the brand deck that the brand is going to give to you in order for you to create something that is on brand. And this is the problem that a lot of people are facing these days when working with influencers, is that sometimes the influencers have their own audience and their own style that may not fit the brand, right? So you got to do a lot of onboarding and calls with your client to really understand the idea of collaborating with a brand and another company and their mission and their vision and their overall vibe in order for you to come up with a story that aligns with their vibe, aligns with your style, and then also sells their product. And so promoting the product, yes, don't be a used car salesman. At the same time, if you are blatantly creating an ad that's going to sell something, make sure that you know what the pain points are that your product or the company's products is solving, and the solution to that, right? So if it is a food product, like it is a vegan cookie, the problem is that a lot of cookies out there have milk, and people who are vegan don't want to eat animal products. And so this new vegan cookie is important because vegans now can have tasty snacks. All right. And so another thing you got to do is you got to make sure that you have a CTA at the end. All right. So a lot of videos that you see out there, you'll see it at the end. You'll see buy here at buy at Costco, go to this website, sign up today. Whatever it is, when you're creating branded content, you're going to create some kind of CTA at the end. Sometimes it's just a website. Like the very, basic CTA is learn more at website. I've been using that for years, right? And so you don't want to have a lingering viewer at the end of a video. It has nothing to do. When you have a video that stops and there's no CTA, you just lost a potential sale or potential subscriber or a potential, advocate for that brand. And so when the video ends, have some sort of call to action or CTA that tells that person what to do. Learn more here, sign up today here, buy here, whatever it is. A CTA is very important for branded content. And then there's storytelling 101. And this is going to really wrap everything into a nice little container because people respond to storytelling. Can't tell you how many blogs I've read in the past couple of years that have really talked about the storytelling being the very important part of a piece of content that's going to make itself different from everyone else. Yes, you have viral videos out there of a cat that is, dropped into water, but there is a beginning story and an end there. There's beginning with safety, the middle of peril inside the water, and then the end gets out of the water. Okay, so videos have a beginning, middle, and the end. The beginning sets up the action or sets up the character. The middle is the action, what's happening, the games that are being played, or what's the story all about. And the ending is the solution and the CTA. So when it comes to a branded content piece, you introduce the product, and then you introduce the problems that that the product solves, and then the ending is okay, here's a solution, and this is how you get it, right? Other ways you can think about it too is storytelling. The exposition is when you introduce the character, you introduce the setting, you introduce the story, and then the middle part, the second part, this is the fun and game. This is the where a lot of the action takes place. So in traditional filmmaking or script writing or Hollywood cinema, you have the introduction of introducing a character. At the end of the first act, there is a catalyst, or there's going to be some sort of problem that's posed that's going to get the hero or the main character to step into action. So let's say it's Luke Skywalker, and all of a sudden finds out, he's on a mission. Oh my God, I just forgot Star Wars. But now, he's on a mission to save this princess. Okay. Yes, I got that wrong. Anyways, the way you want to think about it is that the beginning is the exposition, introduction of the character. Then there's a problem. Then they go on a journey. That journey is when they start to solve this problem and also change the character. The end of the second act is going to be the height or the climax. The climax is when there is going to be the bad guy or the villain or some bad situation that's going to combat the hero. And this is the time where we're going to see the hero either win or lose. Usually they win. That's the third act. The third act is how the hero wins, and then how they basically, ride off into the sunset. That's the first act, second act, third act, and also the hero's journey. There's a whole book about this by Joseph Campbell, and it's the hero's journey of the hero that finds, a guide that guides them on this journey, and then they fight monsters and dragons, and then they have to deal with a huge problem in a climax, Dark Night of the Soul, when you think all is lost, but then the hero finds their way back to who they truly are, and then at the end, they solve the problem and become a better person. And why this is really important is that you try to condense this in 15 seconds for TikTok ads or 30 seconds for Instagram and Facebook. I know it sounds a lot, but that's what you have. You have a beginning, middle, and end with these stories. And if you think about traditional marketing copy, direct marketing, it's problem, agitate, solution, CTA. The problem is really the end of the second act or the end of the first act being the second. And also an introduction. The solution is kind of like the second act. And then the CTA or whatnot, and the solution is kind of the third act. And so the way you want to think about creating scripts for brands, like for me, it's a fashion brand. I have to create a story about models going around Austin. And then the whole idea of the brand is that they illuminate with their accessories. And so people are different. They're innovative from the rest of the crowd. And wearing this accessory will make you different from everyone else. How do we tell that in a story? So we have to tell some sort of story of someone who isn't illuminated and somehow gets illuminated with these accessories and now is able to live the life they always wanted, or a really cool, surreal, dreamlike, scene at the end to show how these products illuminate a once dark life. Okay, so here that's a story that I'm probably going to write about. And so when you think about these type of scripts for brands that you're working with, the 3-act structure is very important. And also the idea of direct marketing is very important. Problem, solution, CTA, problem, agitate, solution, CTA, or scroll stopping content, or scroll stopping sentences or statements or questions or images. That's going to help people stop scrolling. This is what's really popular these days, and this is something to think about, since most of your branded content these days is going to be on social media. In order for you to compete with those eyeballs, you need to know about 5 seconds. Okay, you don't have 5 seconds, really just shorter than that, to get someone's attention to keep watching your video. So what is your scroll stopping statement, image, visuals, or a question? And then go into that. What's your video all about? Okay, what's the problem? Okay, and what's the solution? And then what's the CTA? Or who is the character? What's the story? What's the problem they face? What's the solution they find? How do we get the solution? Okay. So hopefully that made sense. Like to really go back to the whole, video, what we're talking about today. Writing scripts for brands is all about storytelling and selling a product and being on brand with the brand's mission and vision and their whole company in general. Okay, mixing that all together to create some sort of story and then having a CTA at the end. Now, if you just want to create something that's purely just selling, right? There's always these, videos where you can post, you can put it in a 360 and you show a product 360. There's still a beginning, middle, and end. You got to talk about, hey, this is the coffee cup 2000. The coffee cup 2000 is something for people who hate spilling on themselves. Don't you hate when you spill on yourself with a coffee cup? Well, now with a coffee cup, it eliminates spills because of this amazing lid and this awesome body of the coffee cup. Solve all your spills today with the coffee cup 2000. And you can go here to, buy it, right? That's still a 3-act structure, okay? So understanding that is going to help you come up with scripts and ideas for people and for brands. And it's great for brands because they really want to know how you differentiate yourself with other people. It's the whole idea of structure, direct marketing, scroll stopping content, and also being aligned with their mission and their vision and their brand that really ties everything together and makes your scripts very powerful for a brand. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. I kind of rambled a little bit about story structure because I'm really passionate about that. Actually, my background is a development executive. So my job for years was to take scripts from my clients and from potential clients and give notes about how they can make the first act shorter or the second act more interesting. The third act have a better resolution. Let's give it a better climax. What's the character arc? We haven't even got into character arc, and that's something I could talk about later. But honestly, this whole subject of script writing and filmmaking and video creation and video making is really fascinating to me because you're telling a story through visuals, especially with marketing these days. You have to have the mute test. How can you tell a story through just visuals? And if you have, beginning, middle, and end, you can do that with just visuals. And it's a very advanced way of telling, stories through videos because you have to know what kind of visuals will show a beginning, what kind of visuals will show the middle or the second act, and what kind of visuals will show the ending. That's something that I've grown to know about, and I could teach that later. But for right now, just know about the 3-act structure, know about direct marketing, and about combining everything with the brand's brand deck and mission statement and their brand and all together. and what they believe in. So hopefully that was helpful and you enjoyed this and learned something today. Again, I post every single Monday a live video. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below or email me at mitchell@videocontentschool.com. And please like, comment, and share this with anyone you think would find this helpful. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next